Said live. Said live. All right, we good. All right, shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
All right, it's the brothers from Great Millstone, Charlotte, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Makah HaKodash. And before we get started with this lesson, we want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect that's out here laboring in all truth and sincerity. To you, we say shalom.
Shalom.
All right. So we want to go into a quick news and prophecy, speak on a couple things through the spirit of what's been going on. All right. And so pretty much what we want to start here is with this whole, situation that you've been hearing about. All right. Brothers have been reporting these UFO sightings. All right. Which Esau is labeling drones. All right. Article, like I said, corner off. You got anything? Hop in there. This is from .com. It says mystery drones over New Jersey and nearby states. Trump weighs in as more sightings reported. All right. Now, this has been going on for a few weeks. All right. People have been filming different videos. So, like we was talking about before we cut the camera on. All right. These could vary. We know, some videos that we see are actual chariots. All right. Some videos could actually very well be drones. We don't know, exactly what all Esau is letting be shown. But at the end of the day, we know that at Yahweh Shem Yahushai is, letting the angels' presence be known because, as we know, the angels are all throughout, in the world, pretty much, doing reconnaissance on this devil, all right, and these rest of these heathen, but specifically this devil over here in Babylon the Great, all right, because prophecy dictates of how the kingdom. Matter of fact, could you get that in Amos first? We'll open with that, and then we'll get the article.
Amos 9.
Con.
Yeah. So Amos chapter 9 verse 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saving that I will not really destroy the house of Jacob, saith the Lord.
Right, and we know the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom. Now, when you read this, all right, for face value, we know that this was talking about Israel, all right, during that time of history, all right. But now, in today's time, okay, this is dealing with Babylon the Great, okay, because Babylon is a kingdom that we see all these abominations coming out of, okay. So the eyes of the Lord, as we know, are the chariots, okay, the angels, man, that are spying out, all right, the things that's being done here in Babylon, all right, whether they're out in the open or behind closed doors. The Lord sees all, man. Okay, could you get that where it said that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro? And I'm gonna get the one in Sirach, because like we said, man, the Lord is He's seeing everything, because what we realize is that as Yahweh Shem Shai is visiting this place, okay, all right, the Lord is seeing all and He's calling you out, okay, because the angels, as I heard Apostle Hart, make this point, the angels are the eyes of the Lord, and the prophets are the mouth of the Lord, man. And Yahweh Shem Shai is making it known that Esau Edom, that hey, you're in the Lord's sights, man, and He's about to take you down. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's Zechariah 4 and verse 10. For who hath despised the day of small things? For they shall rejoice, and shall see the plummet of the hand of Zerubbabel with those 7. They are the eyes of the Lord, which run to and fro throughout the whole earth.
You can break it down.
Yeah. So like you're going into, right? The angels are the reconnaissance, right? That see everything, man. Right? They're going around the earth and providing that information, right? showing the Heavenly Father the sins of all these people, man. Right? Showing the wickedness that's taking place in the lands. So this is when you see these chariot sightings. This is we went into how militaries do a show of force. Right. This is Yahweh Shema Shai showing, you know, this is what he's capable of on a small scale, right, to the masses, and he's
Mm-hmm.
showing them like, look, I'm watching you all this time. Right. Don't think I'm not, because
Mm-hmm.
people are quick to forget until we start seeing these things pop up.
Right. Because it's a precept that goes into how in the mind of Esau that he believed the Lord doesn't see what he's doing. Okay. But this
Mhm.
scripture right here, it cuts that notion. All right. This is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 23, verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts. Right. And so the eyes of the Lord, all right, are able to witness everything that's going on in the earth, man. Because the eyes are the angels as we just went into, and they're everywhere. All right. Seeing everything out, man. Okay, and reporting it back unto the Heavenly Father, which is why everybody is going to have to stand before the throne, all right, for judgment, because all your works that's been done in this body, okay, is going to have to be taken account of, man. So you
Right.
devils are not going to be able to get away with no wickedness that you're trying to escape judgment from, because the Lord has already put that in the file, all right, to present you when you stand before the judgment seat, man. you know so dealing with these sightings as we're talking about. Okay, I'm gonna read a couple paragraphs of this, or a couple lines. It says, for weeks, citizens across New Jersey, as well as New York, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut, have reported seeing clusters of drone-like objects flying low in the sky at night. Yet information remains scarce. Even state officials now say they've seen the drones firsthand, receive mixed information from federal agencies, and push the FBI for answers. It says, uh, skip all this. Oh, never mind. I guess that's the point. All right, we'll read a couple of these key. It says key facts. It says Connecticut State Senator Tony Hwang released a statement Friday saying there were sightings of possible unauthorized drones in Fairfield, Connecticut, saying the state must be proactive, not reactive, even if it means shooting down the drones. Uh, Senator Andy Kim, D&J, accompanied local police Thursday night, posting several videos on X, also known as Twitter, of the drone clusters he recorded and describing them doing maneuvers that are uncharacteristic of planes. Ability to identify the objects after weeks of this activity makes me more concerned about our capabilities when it comes to drone detection and countermeasures. So, you know, long story short, okay, that these quote unquote drones, you know, whether they actually are, or they are the angels, okay, they are putting Esau Edom in fear, all right, especially the common people, because they have no clue of what those things are, as well as they don't know the capabilities of what they're capable of, man. Because we know, dealing with the chariots, all right, they have come on camera admitted that the technology that those chariots possess, all right, are millions of years ahead of the technology that they have now. Okay, and the way they're describing them, they can't explain it, because they said the way the chariots move, it breaks the laws of physics that they understand, man. So these chariots, as you may mention earlier, Cornwall, that's the Lord, showcasing His power and what He's able to do. Because what makes these people so afraid of these different sightings is that you're having people describing some of these drones as the size of small cars. Okay, like I said, you're seeing they call them cluster drones, because they're in big numbers, so they flying in formation. You know, whatever the case may be. And then, like I said, you got actual videos like this one right here. Switch the thing up.
If I can read this too, priest.
You can. Go ahead, bro. I'm gonna set this next video up.
Because this is a pretty much the same sentiment that we read in Zechariah, but it hammers it home a little bit better. It says, Second Chronicles 16:9, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly,
Mm-hmm.
therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. So the point
Mm-hmm.
being, right, this is a show that the Lord is putting forth for the elect's sake, man, right? This is a faith booster, right, for you believers out there, man, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that our Redeemer is sending, he's capable of sending this and much greater things, right? To come and save us out of this place, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because we know that the chariots, are our way out of here, man. This is why, matter of fact, could you get Jeremiah 10?
Mhm.
Because that the chariots are a sign of our help, of our salvation, man. So we've been starting with our apostles and elders, been prophesying about these ships for years. And for years, people ignored us, they mocked us, they called us conspiracy theorists, said we were pushing, science fiction. But as of late, man, hey, these people have been talking about these ships more than ever because, hey, when Esau Edom declassified, the files that these military, personnel they were sworn to never tell. When they started bringing out these things to prove that the chariots were real, they were pretty much forced into doing that because the chariot sightings were becoming so much to where they could no longer deny them. All right, and so what we're seeing is the Lord pretty much, showing Esau that he no longer has control of the narrative, man. You can't manipulate the Lord's his doing, man. You know.
So, yeah. So Jeremiah 10:2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
Hmm. Yeah, don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven because, hey, those ships that we see, all right, we know that those are our help. All right, those are our brothers inside those ships, man. Okay, and so here it is. Esau has been trying to pass off this information to try to discredit the chariots because the whole term UFO, unidentified flying object, that was really a derogatory term. All right, used to the believers in the chariot sound crazy. All right. And then when they, declassified those documents, they changed the name from UFOs to UAPs, which I believe is unidentified, uh, ambiguous, whatever. I forget.
Aerial phenomenon.
Yeah, I heard that one, but then I heard as I was watching a couple brother videos, they changed it up again. So it's like
Uh,
I forgot what the A stand for. So they keep changing the name, bro. So it show you, bro. They're losing the narrative, man. But now it's drones, man. Okay. But tell me what drone looks like this, man. Okay.
That they're showing to you all to
All
make
right.
it
This is
super,
Apostle
super,
Hard
super
video of his page,
quick.
GMF declaring the end.
Anyway, I'm going to quote loosely. I'm not going to go to it. I'm just going to quote it. Ezekiel chapter 1, a will within a will. The prophet Ezekiel saw
Salaki, like his buffer.
the angels come down, angels of the Lord, angels of Yahweh, and these chariots that he described as a will within a will. So I'm just going to show you this. This is fair use.
Yeah. So what drone looks like this, bro? Bro, that's a
I'm going to show it a
that's a
couple of
that's a
times.
chariot, man. You know, because like the scripture that Apostle Hard quoted, Ezekiel 1. That's exactly what that is showing. A wheel within a wheel, man. All right. So you devils, trying to push forth the distraction of what that really is, they are trying to get back the control of the narrative, but it's not gonna be in their favor, because now what you have done is made it to where all these Christians are now false claiming like they've been going to the book of Ezekiel all these years, which we've never seen you Christians touch Ezekiel to the first chapter, man. The only time that scripture gets brought up is for these UFO so-called conspiracy theorists. All right, they talk about it, but then when you go and hear them explain it, you will go on Google and type in with a will within a will. You see all these, pictures of what Esau thinks the chariots look like. But this video that we just had playing was a good, clear, not HD but clear show, a picture to show that's not a vehicle of this world, man. This is an angel that was flying the ship, man. Come on, we had something.
Oh no, you got it, please.
Hey, grab Zechariah chapter 5. We'll just read down to verse 4.
Okay. So Zechariah 5:1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Right. So Zechariah said he saw a flying roll. Now, that was a description that, he best described what he was seeing, back then. All right. But we have, all these different videos, all right, of chariots taking different shapes. Because the main one they always show is that Tic Tac video, but there's other videos that Esau has that we've seen. All right, people post on, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, and they show that the chariots are able to take different shapes, man. All right, and so it's dealing with what we just read. What Zachariah saw was an extremely, big ship. So hearing people saying that what they're seeing, these quote unquote drones the size of a small car, that's not far fetched, because what Ezekiel just measured out, you know, basically could be the same thing, man. You got it.
Okay. Zechariah 5:4, or verse 3, Salakia. Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. Forever one that stealeth, or it's like forever one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on the side according to it. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it.
Right, because we know this is dealing with over here in America, because Esau Edom, he stole us and brought us over here into this land to where we still are found in his hand to this day, man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
this is why America and Esau Edom is cursed, because when you go into grab this real quick in Exodus, this is to prove that Esau Edom is cursed right now. Exodus 21:16, according to the law, and he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, shall surely be put to death. And were we not stolen, from our dwelling place? All right, because when we was on the western part of Africa and northern part of Africa, that wasn't our homeland, but we were dwelling in that land. All right, prior to being kicked out of Jerusalem during 70 A.D. So Esau came over there, all right, stole us, brought us over here to the Americas, put us in slavery, sold us. Okay, as we know, all right, we were put on auction blocks, like it tells you in what's that, Joel 3:3. All right, so we were stolen and we were sold, and it says, and if he be found in his hand, are we still not found in his hand? Okay, prove that real quick. Grab I'll get it. Psalms chapter 17, verse 13 and 14. It says, Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. From men which are thy hand, O Lord, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to babes. So look, we're still in Esau Edom's clutches, man. All right. So this shows you that these chariots that are over here, okay, they are, they are the curse that pretty much is showing forth that Babylon is about to, take part in a grave judgment
Mm-hmm.
because you have, the Lord's people still in your possession and you're destroying them. Okay,
That's it.
you got it right.
Got, I got a quick precept for you. It's
Mhm.
Nahum 3:1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. And the tribes of that prey, man, you Israelites, right, are that prey that's not departing, right? We're stuck here, you know. No matter what we try to do to separate ourselves from this place on a carnal level, right, we're still find ourselves in the midst of this Babylonian captivity, man, right?
Mhm.
So that's like Priest was making mention of, man, that we're still in the possession of our enemies, man.
Right, and this is why we brought out in Jeremiah, the 10th chapter. This is why we shouldn't be, perplexed, seeing the chariots because we know at the end of the day these are for our help. Okay, because when you read like in could you get that Second Kings the 6th chapter? All right, the chariots were always with Israel all throughout our history. All right, and so what has happened, through the process of time, especially being over here in Babylon, is that when Esau Edom beat our heritage out of us, that knowledge of who was in those chariots, all right, was lost to us because, hey, when we were in slavery, we were literally crying, all right, to Yahweh Shem Shai to send the chariots to deliver us. This is why you have those old Negro spirituals, swing low, sweet chariot. All right, when the saints come marching in, those songs were talking about the chariots, man, because we knew what those vehicles were. All right, because they've always been around, man. All right, this isn't some new thing. Like you hear these stupid ass conspiracy theories talking about the Anunnaki. All right, no, those those angels in those ships are our brothers, man. All right, they're not no beings from some distant universe that's coming back. All right, to help reestablish Earth. No, that's a bullshit ass fucking uh, uh, conspiracy theory that Esau created.
Right.
Okay, you got
Okay.
it, bro.
You want me to start in 16?
Uh, wherever you feel like, concise point.
Um, I'll jump to the point. So 2 Kings 6:16. So just surmising up to this point, right? Elisha they were surrounded by chariots and various men of war at this point, him and his servant. So verse 16 it reads, "And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them. And Elisha prayed and said, Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes, that he may see. And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses and chariots of fire round about Elisha."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, hey, the fact that the prophet Elisha prayed to the Lord to open up the eyes of his servant to see all those chariots that were with him. That's essentially the power the Lord has given us now because we're able to see the chariots. We all have had our own, encounters and experiences with the chariots. All right. Some brothers more than others, but at the end of the day, we have been given the testimony within our own selves to be able to know that those ships are real. All right. That's when we speak about the chariots in the scriptures, we have the faith and the personal, experience to know that those ships are in fact from Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Okay. So knowing that they're here for our help, this is why we shouldn't have any, any fear. Okay. But see, these devils and you wicked ass niggas, you are the ones that's going to be afraid because when it says going back to Zechariah the fifth chapter and the third verse, that curse that go over the face of the earth, that's going to be a curse unto you, the wicked, because those are going to be the symbol of your destruction. Because as we know, the ICBM nuclear missiles are going to be the main thing that's going to be used to destroy America, but the chariots are going to be zapping people to powder as well, man. All right, when you see movies like War of the World and Independence Day, all right, that's where Esau Edom got their inspiration because he knows that those chariots are capable of doing that. Cause it happened in the wilderness, man. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and the chariot was shooting them laser beams on wicked niggas in the wilderness. So how much more in this last time, man? All right.
Right. Right. Like our scriptures talk about how they're going to be destroyed without hand. Right.
Yep.
We're not going to be putting. Well, Yahweh Shai is not going to be putting physical hands on people once he gets here, man.
Right.
You want me to keep going to Zechariah?
Yeah, we'll go down to verse 4 and then we'll switch gears.
So Zechariah 5:4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name,
Yep.
and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
Right, which we know, as we confirmed, the house of the thief is here in America. All right, where the chariot sightings are at the all-time high. Okay, I remember every year we do videos going into this, man. The chariot sightings increase more and more after each year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's no coincidence that what we're seeing right now, all right, is just further adding to the point of what we're making is how the Lord is revealing Himself, man. But as we also know, because we're not the saints' devices, all right, Esau Edom has manufactured his own version of the chariots too. Okay, and what he's doing by classifying these as drones is trying to take back control of the narrative, because we had I believe that was what last year with the whole the Chinese spy balloons.
Yep.
And they was talking about how they were shooting down balloons, and they said that they shot a chariot down and all that bullshit. So they're trying to dispel fear, but also too trying to stir the pot, because what they're doing is manufacturing fear through the uncertainty of what exactly is going on, man. All right, because now what they're trying to do is anything that's unidentified object that's flying in the sky, man. That they're gonna push forth this whole narrative of we don't know what it is, the uncertainty, and we gotta take it down. All right, but as brothers has been going into, if this is really drones like you say it is, you would then take it out, like you did the balloons. But the fact that they're not doing anything, man, that shows you that it's something going on. All right, we don't know that 100% of those sightings are in fact chariots, but at the same time, like I said, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, because what Esau is doing in the midst of all this, as he's trying to take the narrative back, is we know that Esau has a plan for a pseudo alien invasion. Okay, Project Bluebeam.
Yeah.
And I forgot the other name, but pretty much how they said that they're going to use the Project Bluebeam to pretty much disguise. They're going to have holograms of different things, and then they're going to actually have the ships that they've created destroy buildings, and different things to make it to where they're trying to make like a UFO invasion, an alien invasion is taking place, which is no fucking thing as aliens, man. All right, that's
Right.
Esau being dramatic, and blaspheming against the Lord, man. All right. As a matter of fact, we'll briefly touch on Ezekiel, the first chapter, just to show forth, because that's what everybody's talking about now, right? So we might as well just touch on it, man. Because what Ezekiel, when we read about this chapter, Ezekiel actually, had encounters with the angels that came out of the chariots, man. All right, and Esau has had, encounters with the angels as well, man. This is why you have certain videos to where certain individuals, certain high level military people, people of prominence, have made mention about how they saw so-called very tall, dark-skinned men with afros come out them ships. So they know ain't no fucking aliens in them ships, man. That's blasphemy, man.
Okay. You want me to start in verse 4?
Con.
So Ezekiel 1:4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof was the color of amber out of the midst of the fire.
Right. Now we know another name. The chariots are mentioned, with multiple names in these scriptures. All right. Some is mentioned as a whirlwind. Some are mentioned as clouds. But those are the angels of the Lord, the chariots, man. All right, and the chariots are pretty much able to cloak themselves. All right, as well as make themselves known, because a lot of times when you see the chariots, all right, they're able to make themselves bright with the light. So hey, when we see a lot of times when we see them outside, especially at nighttime, and even in the daytime, and the chariots are shining all different type of bright colors, you know. So and just putting this out there, not everything that we see that's doing that is an actual chariot, because some we have some stars, you have some of Esau's, his commercial ships, but we know when we see chariots, man, we just leave it at that. But they're able to make themselves shine like that.
Ezekiel 1 and 5. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of four living creatures,
Mm-hmm.
and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every
Mm-hmm.
one had four faces, and every one had four wings.
Right. So when it says that they had four faces or four living creatures, these are describing the characteristics of the angel. Okay, the angels. So go ahead.
Uh, and every one had four faces, and every one had four wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they
Mm-hmm.
sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Mm-hmm. So hey, they were brown skinned men. All right,
Mhm.
go ahead.
And they had the hands of a man under the wings on their four sides, and they four had their faces and their wings,
Mm-hmm.
and
Go
their
ahead.
wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went; they went every one straight forward.
Right. So meaning that hey, when they were moved, all right, they pretty much was they were floating. All right, so they could move. They didn't touch the ground. They were able to turn in any direction and be able to move around like that. So it's like they were floating pretty much, man. You know.
Uh, verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they four had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle.
So like I said, these are describing the characteristics. So the face of a man, all right, that represented wisdom. All right, the face of the lion, all right, represented strength. All right, the face of the ox, I believe that was representing obedience, and the face of the eagle, if I remember correctly, it was like swiftness. And also eagles, they're able to see everything, man, because they fly above everything, so they have the eagle eye view, okay, a bird's eye view, whatever you call it. So these are characteristics describing the angels, man. you know so this right here shows you that there's no little green men with big heads in those ships, man. All right, that's pretty much the point. No, matter of fact, you go a little bit more.
Okay, okay,
um jump down to verse 15.
okay.
I started 14 and read down a couple verses, and that'll be it
Okay.
for this.
So Ezekiel 1:14. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now, as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with them his four faces.
Hmm.
The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Right, because we know that these chariots, they have their own spirit. All right, and we know that the chariots and the angels are they operate, in one fashion. So where the angels went, the chariots went. Go ahead. As it's going to say that in the next verse, but go ahead.
Okay. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went.
Right. So when they turned, they didn't actually have to turn their body; they just were able to move. And this is why the chariots flying. All right, they could be flying at top speeds and at the turn of, and when they turn, they don't lose speed, man. They're able just to, like I said, they defy gravity, man. You know.
Exactly. Okay. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful,
Hmm.
and their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
Right, and that's the pictures you see when you look up Ezekiel's will. All right, you'll see the picture with the wheel with the eyes around it, which is goes into the wisdom. You know,
Mhm.
go ahead.
And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
Yeah, they were in sync. They were one in one spirit, one fashion. All right. So where they went, the chariots went, man, and that's how it's going to be in the kingdom. All right.
Mhm.
All Israelites will have chariots above them, man. You know.
Okay. Verse 20. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went thither. Was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over it against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
All right. So those are angels inside of those ships, man. That's the point. All right. So I made all that. I said all that to say, all right. Esau is gonna stage a fake alien invasion, all right, to try to get the people to to be in fear of what they're going to see, because they don't want you to know that those are angels inside those ships that are here for your benefit. All right, if you're of the elect. So this is why Esau is trying to do all these different things to make you fearful. Okay, because at the end of the day, we understand that, hey, that's the fear is a motivator that Esau takes advantage of to force the people to do what he wants them to do. And the main example we saw of that was during the pandemic. All right, how he was able to use fear as a tactic to make people, take the JB. All right, to conform. What they use that BS term, the herd mentality and all that. That was used, all right, because the people were operating in fear, and this is just going to increase as things continue to go on, all right. And there's no direct answer to why these things are happening, because Klaus Schwab made mention of having a poly crisis, to where it's just going to be event after event after event, to where these people are going to become so bogged down with with fear and not knowing what's going on. They're just gonna submit, man. You know,
Okay.
you got something.
Yeah, real quick, just laying backing off that point you just made. This is Second Thessalonians 2, and I'll start verse 8 in the
Hmm.
NLT. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. And these chariot sightings are a part of that splendor, man. Right? A small part, but a part nonetheless. Right? And him being destroyed by the breath of his mouth is this word going forth right through the prophets. Um, Verse 9. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. So like the priest had made mention these things that they present as forms of salvation, right? These various things, these conveniences that people are grown accustomed to. Even when we go into these times and they give you something that, they make it too good to resist, so to speak, right? This is them putting forth those counterfeit powers and signs and miracles, man, because you're gonna look at these things as if that's your only way out, right? Verse
Hmm.
10: He will use every kind of deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. So there's no ends to what this devil is gonna do, right, to deceive these people, man. Right? You may mention the Project Bluebeam and various other deception tactics, right? There's no telling what this devil has planned, man. Right? Because he could have, cause it's really not that many ways he can go. Right? It's either he makes, a semblance of a chariot, right, to deceive the people, right? Or we're seeing the real chariots, man, right? Because
Right.
if there were any other crafts from another country, they would know that and they would have taken them out already, man. We saw that.
Exactly.
Continuing on, it says, "So the Most High will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies."
Mm.
So people are gonna fall victim to these different deception tactics that Esau Edom has set forth, man. Right? But it's ultimately the Lord, allowing ultimately 2/3, right? Because 2/3 are the ones who The heathen don't matter, right? They're inconsequential. 2/3 of the ones that whose spirits are being taken away, right, or being given over to, Esau Edom for this time being.
Yep. I got two for you. This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, man. We're not. We know what's going on, man. We see it. We done seen his hand. He done showed it, right? We know what he got. All we're doing is waiting for him to, fold. That's we're pushing all our chips in because we know we got the winning hand, man. Right?
Yep.
So we understand that this devil only has so many different recourses that he can take. We see everything before he does it through prophecy, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim and Shai. Right? So
Yep.
that it's no fear in this once you understand that, man. Because that takes his power away, because his power was in deception. His power was in secrecy, right?
Yep.
His power was in moving around through the shadows without people realizing what was taking place behind the scenes. Now all these things are being made manifest and brought to the forefront, and he's losing those battles, more and more.
Kind. Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 12. It says, for fear is nothing else but a betraying of the succors which reason offereth.
Mhm.
So just adding to the point of how Esau was going to use fear as the main motivator to make people submit. But at the end of the day, the Lord has made us aware of exactly what fear is, man. And fear is nothing else but the betraying of the help which reason offereth. Because when we, were given the understanding of this truth, the Lord made it to where we're not ignorant of anything. Okay. So all the ploys and tactics that this devil was going to use and come with, the Lord already made us privy to it, man. And this is why, as we stand upon our watchtower and we're given, the warning into our people to be aware of what this devil is doing. Okay, it nullifies all the possible tactics that Esau could use to take us by surprise. So nothing that he does surprises us, man, because
Right.
the Lord already gave us the blueprint of what this man's gonna do. All right, we know this nigga's playbook inside and out now, man. Like you said, because he can only do all right, but so much. And the Lord has already, because look, the Lord has this man cornered. And
Right.
so when you're in the corner, you can only go but two ways, man. And we
Mhm.
got both of those ways clocked down. So you can't do nothing, all right, without us being right there to counter you, man. Okay.
So,
And we're so bad with it, we're literally telling him what he's gonna do before he do it. And he still does it, man. You know? So
God,
this is how about Shemiah Shah showing you Esau that you're checkmate, man. But we're just, the Lord likes playing with his food though, man. You know?
right. It's like you made the chess analogy, right? Being in checkmate. Master chess players usually know the result of a match within the first few moves, right?
Man,
So it's like he's in checkmate. He doesn't even realize he's in checkmate yet. He still thinks he's moving around right freely when it's already been decided, man.
that's right. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, look, we're not taken by surprise at the end of the day, man, because we know what we're seeing, all right, is Esau Edom. Literally, he's really scared because when you're hearing the talk of how these people are talking on these news stations, just dealing with this whole subject,
Mm-hmm.
they're afraid. All right, they're afraid because the what's the word I want to use? The unknowing possibilities of what this could actually be. Because now you're making the Hebrew Israelites be put back in the spotlight. It's like, yo, y'all been talking about UFOs and angels. Yo, are they right? Yes, nigga.
Right, right,
Because look, that's what it is. Now, like I said, not every single thing that they're showing is chariots, but we know that the overall census is that that's going to be one of the things the Lord's going to show His power. So
yeah,
this is like the scripture said, you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth, man. So all
exactly.
this is doing is just furthering the narrative that we're right, that we've been right, starting with the apostles and elders and their teachers, man. This is the end of Babylon, man. And so these topics that we're talking about is just further, confirming that, man. You know,
Mm-hmm. Right. Hey, that's their biggest fear, priest. Right. Their biggest fear is that we're right, and they didn't know anything all this time, right? So that's why, like you say, that fear of the unknown, right? That fear of what of the lies that they've been told, right, not coming to fruition, right? That's why you see, them in this state of dismay, man.
Right, right. Um, that's pretty much all I had for that topic. But it's getting close to the time where we got to dip, so
Okay,
we
God,
probably have to do a part 2 in the morning before camp if you if you're free.
God, God.
You got anything else you want to bring out?
Uh, I'll just read this real quick.
You got
It's
it.
Sirach 36, and I'll start in verse 2. And send their fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power. And the power is being shown through these chariot sightings, man. It says, as thou was sanctified in us before them, be thou magnified among them before us, right? So we're seeing these things, right, as the magnification of Yahweh Bashim Shai in the midst of these heathen, man, right? They're seeing what our power is capable of and what their belief, isn't capable of, man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is us, praying out to the Lord. Look, show this power to these people, right? To put that fear the same way we fear you, right? Put
Yeah,
that fear in them, man.
yeah. What precept was that?
Sirach 36.
And that's another one in the song that says that's something similar to what you just said, but that was a good one. I can't think of it on top of my head right now. I'll put it on the comment board if I remember it. But it's like the scripture in the song say, man, now is the time for the Lord to work, man. All right. Hey, the chariots beginning to show themselves more is just showing that Esau's time is up, man. All right. So like James 2:19 tells you that thou believe if there is one God, thou do as well. The devils also believe and tremble. And they're scared, man.
Right.
Because they know that they can't do nothing with those angels, man. You
That's
know?
right.
So you anything else?
That was it.
So hey, Lord willing, we'll be back with a part 2 for what we have for the rest of this lesson. But I gotta make a move, so we're gonna go ahead and cut it short. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. So we want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Hakodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of great millstone that tells us truth and that rule well. And peace and salutation to the elect. Until next time, we say shalom.
Shalom.